guys, welcome back to this SQL tutorial series. In this session, we will learn about data types in SQL. So a data type basically defines the kind of data that will go into a particular column. Now it needs to be kept in mind that all the entries of one particular column would have the same data type. So let's take this e-salary column for example. We see that the first entry is of integer type. The second entry is also of integer type. Similarly, all the entries of this e-salary column are of integer type. Now let's take this department column. Here we see that all the entries of this particular column are of character type. Now that we've understood what exactly are data types, let's have a look at the different data types available in SQL. Let's start with the numerical data types. So we have the big int data type, which helps us to store really big values. So you can see the range of big int over here. Then we have the int data type, which helps us to store reasonably big values. After that, we have the small int data type, and the range of small int is from minus 32,768 to 32,767. Then there's tiny int, and the range is only between 0 to 255. After that, we have the decimal data type, and it is used to store fractional values. So the decimal data type takes in two arguments. First is the size of the value, that is the total number of digits. Then we need to specify the number of digits after the decimal point. Let's say we want to store the decimal value 12.50. Here the size would be 4 because the total number of digits are 4, and value of d would be 2 because there are 2 digits after the decimal point. Now let's have a look at the character data types. So first we have the char data type. This takes in one argument, which is the size of the value. Let's say you set the size to be 20. This would mean you cannot give in a value which would have more than 20 characters. Now you need to keep in mind that char is a fixed length data type. That is, if you set the size to be 30, but you give in only 3 characters, then the memory which would be consumed is of 30 characters. So you are basically wasting the memory over here. Then we have the varchar data type. This again takes in size as the argument. Now varchar is a variable length data type unlike char. So here if you set the size to be 30 and given only 3 characters, the memory consumed would be only 3. Then we have the text data type. So this data type can take in a string with a maximum length of 65,535 characters. Then we have the date and time data types. Well, start with the date data type. So this data type helps us to specify the date in this format over here. Let's say we want to store the date 2nd January 2019. Then first we will give in the year, which would be 2019. Then we'll specify the month, which would be 01. And finally we'll specify the day, which is 02. After that we have the time data type, and this helps us to specify the time represented in the format over here. Now let's say I want to store the time 8:30 AM 23 seconds. So first I'll specify the hour, which would be 08. Then I'll specify the minutes, which is 30. And finally specify the seconds, which would be 23. Then we have the year data type, which just holds the year values such as 1995 or 2011. And this brings us to the end of this session. In the next class, we will learn about constraints. So thanks for attending this session. Let's meet in the next class.